What's up, guys? I know you glad to see me, and welcome back to Drippy Ad TV. Okay, guys, today we got something. I got something very special for you. This is a story time video. This video right here was actually requested by my friend Justin. Yo, Justin, if you watching this, bro, you already know the story behind this one. All right, boom. So without further ado, let's get into the story time. So, let me just take y'all back. This was in high school. I believe this was freshman or sophomore year. So, basically, after school was over, whatever, linked up with my guys, whatever. Usually, my friend has this long ass porch that we usually sit on, whatever. Like after school, we go there, we chill, whatever. You know, talk about guy stuff. Long story short, right? My friend Romeo goes, "Oh, my grandma is having a event, like a party or whatever. You guys trying to come through?" So me and my son Justin, we was like, I think it was me. Yeah, it was my son Justin, me, Romeo, and another friend of mine is Elijah, like close time friend too, Elijah. Shout out to my son Elijah. Elijah, if you're watching this, you know this video, this story time video too. So we all meet up or whatever. I believe it was like, I would say probably like like around 5-6 o'clock. We started heading over there. You remember my son Romeo's grandma had this big ass place. Like the front, it's like the place had like 2 floors. I think two floors or something. It was like we was in the basement and then you had the upstairs. So at this party, whatever, it was mad grown Caribbean folks, mad grilled food, everything. Everybody was chilling, whatever. And at this time, I remind you, I did not have a cell phone. So that's when the story's gonna get interesting. So I just want you to listen. I didn't have a cell phone or nothing, right? So as time go by, we in a party or whatever, they started having these little competitions, whatever. My son Elijah was there singing. I got up on stage with him and we started dancing or whatever. And then like as time go on, it's like 10 or 11 o'clock, right? So I'm like, I don't have a cell phone, and I know how my mother is. She's gonna want to call or text me, or she probably wants me to call her just in case. But mind you, I didn't have a cell phone at the time, so there was no way I was able to contact my mom. So it was like 11 o'clock or 10:30 going to 11 o'clock. So I'm like, should I leave or should I stay a little longer? Because I'm having the time of my life right now. This shit is lit. There's mad food, there's drinks, there's older girls there and everything. So I'm like, do I want to leave or do I want to still stay? So I'm like, nah, scratch that. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna stay. So as time goes on, I stay there for like a good, like another, I probably say like 3-4 hours. And it's like, and mind you, it's like at that time now, it had to be like 12 o'clock in the morning, if I'm correct. It's 12, it had to be like 12 o'clock in the morning. So me and my friends, we just decided to leave or whatever. And as we're leaving out, some drunk guy was about to was pressing my son Romeo or whatever. So because Romeo had picked up this old basketball that was on the sidewalk. It was in a garbage can. It was the funniest thing ever. So the guy goes, "Yo, bro, watch where you going and stuff." My son Romeo's retarded. He was like, "I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry." Nigga put the basketball back in the garbage and we just did. So on my way back to the crib, right? I'm with my son Justin and Romeo. Yeah, I'm with them too. I get on my block, coming up my block, right? Now at this time, I would say, because it took me like about 40 minutes to get back to the crib. So at this time, I would say it's probably like 1 in the morning now. Like, yeah, it had to be like 1 in the morning. Coming up my block. Next thing I know, I turn the block. All I hear is Avalon. I see my mom's crying. And then I see like 2 or 3 cop cars, bro. They were just standing in front of my crib, bro. Just there. And as I approached my mom, she in tears. She gave me a big hug or whatever and told me to get in the house. So then, next thing I know, she was like, "Oh, we thought you went missing." I'm like, "You thought I went missing?" She was like, "Yeah, because look at the time. You just now come home at this time. We thought something had happened to you." She called the cops, trying to get in contact with any of my friends to see if anybody knows where I'm at. And the only person I know where I'm at is my son Justin and Romeo. And neither of them have a phone either. So none of us had cell phones at the time, so there was no possible way she was gonna be able to contact me. Feel me? Getting a prayer, whatever. My mother started smelling smoke on me. She was like, "You were smoking." I'm like, "Smoking? I wasn't smoking." But then I had to remember when I was at the party, the chair I was sitting next to was literally right next to the grill where some black guy was like, he was grilling some AOs and hamburger patties. So I'm just sitting there, the whole time when the party was there, I was sitting next to the grill thing. I don't smoke or drink, do none of that. So my mom thought like, "Oh, you was getting high, whatever, you was smoking, whatever. Like, who was you with?" I'm like, "Nah, I wasn't smoking on none of that." And she just sat me down in my room, gave me a long conversation about, "Oh, you know how worried I was, blah blah blah." You know, the typical loving and caring stuff. But yeah, it wasn't really my fault. Comment down below if you feel like it's my fault. I didn't have no cell phone or nothing. Feel me? And not only that, I was keeping track of time. We having so much fun, you're not gonna keep track of time. You're in the moment. You worried about what time it is, or you worried about how much fun you having? Like, comment down below. Like, let's be honest now. So like yeah, I'm trying to remember. Hold on. I had my red sweater that time too. That had to be freshman year. But yeah, after that was done, I looked out my window. I see my friends Justin and Romeo. They started walking to the train station or whatever. And after that was done, when they went home, next day I text them like, "Yo, yesterday that shit was lit." And like they started asking me, they're like, "Yo, Av, what happened, bro? I saw there was cops in front of your crib, whatever. You good, bro?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm straight, bro. You know, it's just, you know." And you know what's funny? Ever since after that day happened, my mother always makes sure I have a phone. I'll break a phone, she buys me a new one. It's I always have a phone now. So, but yeah, I didn't have a cell phone at the time, so can't really get mad at me. All I want to say is that always contact your parents, always. But it's different if your parents already know how you are. If your parents already know how you are, then you good. But if you have them parents that always worry about you, make sure you contact them before anything. Get their permission. It's best. It's the best thing to do. I'm telling you. That day was crazy. For one of y'all wondering, this is actually a true story right now. True story. They know who they are that's watching this. This is actually a true story. I will have to say this had to be my freshman year of high school. Freshman year of high school. Yeah. But I just thought I would like to share that with y'all. My son Justin requested that I did this video. Like, we was texting whatever. I did not even remember this until he brought it up. But that night was legendary. I want to go back to that night too. I had plenty more nights too. I have more. If you guys want more storytime videos like this, just let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, that's the end of my storytime video. And with all that being said, I hope everybody's washing their hands. Make sure you're staying inside. Because before you know what, quarantine is going to be over. Stay inside, wash your hands. You know, do not bring none of your friends over to your crib or nothing like that. Only stay with the relatives that you live with, please. This world is dangerous, and I want everybody to stay safe, have a clean and healthy life. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Without further ado, I'm out of here. I'm gonna see you guys later.